For $65,000, which new Tacoma would you pick? The Go Fast TRD Pro or the Go Far Trailhunter? In this video, we're gonna show you some of the differences between the two and also tell you guys how I felt they both performed off-road and which one I would ultimately pick. Now, if you wanna learn more about the 4th gen Tacoma and also owner's experiences, check out our forum, 4gtaco.com. I will leave a link in the description and the pinned comment. So let's start with the looks first. The TRD Pro is gonna be a bit more flashy in your face. Tons of gloss black accents to it on the fender flares, on the Heritage grille, the lower valence. You have a hood scoop up top that is non-functional, which does not feed air into the iForce Max powertrain. We have some rock rails on the bottom. However, these are only to protect the rocker panels. They are not actual rock sliders because they are not attached to the frame like the Trailhunter's is. Our wheels are some 18-inch TRD wheels wrapped in some Goodyear Wrangler Territory RT, about some 33-inch tires. And we do have the TRD exhaust on the back, which rounds out with an ARB bumper that is metal with some red recovery hooks and TRD Pro embossed into the tailgate. The Trailhunter has some of the same features, however, it is a bit different because it is meant to go far. We still do have the ARB bumper. We have the only badging we have on the back to signify it's a Trailhunter is the logo itself. Still have Tacoma embossed on the back. We have the same thick fenders, however, they're kind of like a more texturedized material on this. Trailhunter comes with some bronze wheels. The rock sliders on this one are actually attached to the frame. All Trailhunters will come with a bed rack kind of thing, like a little headache rack. You can get a larger one, and you can also get a Trailhunter with a roof rack if you want. And on the Trailhunter, instead of a TRD exhaust, you're just gonna get a little turn down, which is nice for a high clearance. And you'll notice there too, on the rear diff, that there's actually a skid plate right there. So the Trailhunter does seem to have a little bit more protection underneath than the TRD Pro. It does have a Heritage grille like the TRD Pro, however, it's a bit more textured versus the gloss black. Another thing you'll notice too on the Trailhunter is that we have a high rise intake, and we will check to see if that intake actually was able to keep dust out, because both of these were out on the trail at the same time, so we'll see which one is cleaner. You'll notice up front that the Trailhunter does have some rigid fog lights, which is pretty nice because this one is able to switch to kind of an amber light and a white light. And we also do have a skid plate down here that says Trailhunter, whereas over here on the TRD Pro, we have the same light bar in the grille, but we have some rigid fog lights that will only go to white light. And we have kind of a thicker skid plate, TRD skid plate. Now the suspension for the Trailhunter, we have some bronze billet Trailhunter upper control arms, and then we have some Old Man Emu shocks. Now these shocks on the road handled pretty well, and when we got out to the trail, it was a little bouncy. It was a little bouncy for us. Keep in mind, we did not air down any of these trucks, but I feel like the Trailhunter would have done well if it had some weight in the back. So I think that this suspension on the Trailhunter, it is meant to have some weight, whereas on the Tacoma TRD Pro over here, it was a bit more plush while off-road. Now I've driven the TRD Pro fast, however, this was the first time I've driven it slow. The suspension that we have on this is some candy red TRD upper control arms, and we have the Fox QS3 shocks with the little adjusters down here. We had it on setting 1 while off-road, and then we had the isodynamic seats in off-road mode. And myself and Tal and Sai, while we were in the TRD Pro, we just felt that it was a bit more soft while going through kind of like the soft articulation bits that we were doing here in West Virginia. Some of the kind of like off-camber stuff, the TRD Pro just felt a little bit more stable. And we just figured maybe if there was a little bit of weight in this Trailhunter, that it would have felt just a little bit better off-road. Talon's gonna do a full detailed video as well over on his channel. I'll leave that linked down in the description for you guys. But our overall favorite while off-road was the TRD Pro. Let's go inside of this thing to show you some of the differences that you may see on the inside that may wanna sway you towards the Trailhunter instead. So for me, on the interior of the Tacoma TRD Pro, I personally enjoy the Trailhunter a little more. Now, we do have soft touch materials all through here. This one being the special edition color for this year, Terra. We can only get it in black. However, you can get a cockpit red interior on the Tacoma, which I do like. Here, you have the 3 auxiliary switches, our light bar mode right there, billet pedals, TRD on the steering wheel, nice TRD shifter, Heritage over there on kind of like a faux carbon fiber looking dash. We do have the isodynamic seats that just grip you like crazy with the technical camo, heated and ventilated. However, you do have a manual recline with these seats because of the suspension in the back of them. Now, these seats work really well. This is a big gripe for a lot of people on the TRD Pro. For those that maybe do have a family and they just want a cool looking truck, there's not that much room back here, honestly, in the back because of these isodynamic seats. You do have a couple of USB-Cs back here and an inverter in the back for the rear occupants. However, the seating is a little bit limited. Now, over on the Trailhunter, I actually really do enjoy this interior, and it is kind of mono-spec, so you can only get a Trailhunter with this interior. Not sure if maybe for 25 Toyota will do a cooler interior or a different kind of interior, but this is the only one you can get. Kind of some gray material with like some yellow piping in the stitching, all soft touch all through here, and you just have normal seats in them. So normal type of Tacoma seats, heated and ventilated as well. Again, the yellow stitching kind of follows through. Nice gray on the dash with Toyota again spelt out right there. Just a normal shift knob, just a normal steering wheel. Same switches over here. However, we do have that fog light button that is able to change the fog lights from yellow to a white light, which I do enjoy on this Trailhunter. And when we come to the back, you can already tell that you have a bit more room. These seats definitely are further back for those previously driving this truck. Plus, we didn't really have passengers in the back, just luggage on this trip. So that passenger was definitely sitting with a crap ton of room. However, you can definitely tell just how much skinnier these seats are than the ISO seats. So you would have a lot more room with the Trailhunter. So over here on the TRD Pro, you get a nice TRD intake, sucks in air right here, and also kind of on the side. However, it is not recessed into the fender like my new filter is that I put on my Tacoma. So it looks like we got 4 connectors right there. Take you guys in for a closer look. So opening this up, the filter did its job definitely, but let's take a look at this intake and we could see just how dusty it is. A lot of the trails that we were on, you guys can see right here, the trails were pretty dusty, so I thought that this would be cool to check this out, because when we go over to the Trailhunter, the whole point of that high-rise air filter is to clean more air before it goes up into the engine. You could also see here too, a ton of kind of dust coming in this way, and then the side intake right here, it's not really recessed into the fender, so it's still picking up a bunch of sand and dirt inside this engine bay. So coming over here to the Trailhunter that does not have red line tuning hood struts in it like mine does. We could see that we have the same cone filter. However, this is really sealed off right here. And I will show you guys after I pop this open. The Trailhunter makes insane turbo noises. But let's go ahead, open this up. It looks the same. Super dusty trails, but it actually kind of looks the same. Bring you guys in. Do have kind of like the same amount of dirt along the sides right here. None back up in there, so that's all nice and clean. But we were sealed off pretty good. But I'm just curious, you know, if we were able to really take these filters out. You know, like there's grime and dust kind of all throughout here, honestly. Going back over again to the TRD Pro. They kind of look the same. Maybe the TRD Pro, we can tell like in the fins right here and in all the meshing, it's just a little bit dirtier, but honestly, it's kind of just as dirty as the Trailhunter over here. Future John here. That really wasn't scientific because I honestly have no idea of the history of those vehicles prior to us driving it. So they may have experienced some dust prior to that. So both of them pretty expensive. Both of them definitely have some good power. They get decent gas mileage for a mid-sized truck. Trailhunter is kind of a blank canvas-ish that you're able to build up into an overland rig. You know, it has a compressor in the back, which you may want for overlanding. It has the skid plates underneath, the high clearance exhaust, the actual rock sliders. Whereas the Tacoma TRD Pro with the Fox QS3 shocks, the hydraulic bump stops in the back of it, you know, the TRD exhaust actually sounds pretty decent for a 4-cylinder, the isodynamic seats. It's just meant for kind of fun, fast driving. But as I said, it actually performed a little bit better in our opinion off-road. Other people though here said they enjoyed the Trailhunter a little bit more off-road. Definitely preference on which one you like. We did though adjust the suspension to like level 1, which is better for slow kind of crawling, instead of leaving it on setting number 2, which is more meant for the roads, which I feel like some other creators, they didn't really adjust the shocks, which is totally fine. They may not have known. But when set this thing up, turn the seats to dirt mode, turn the suspension down to, hey, we're going slow, the TRD Pro in stock form with no weight felt just a little bit better than the Trailhunter at stock with no weight. So again, let me know guys down in the comment section which one you guys would pick up, or would you just do a TRD off-road or keep your 3rd gen? Let me know. I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, see you later.